I have complained about the Platonism that is at the foundation of the Pelagian worldview. And you hear it constantly with Leighton and his other Pelagian brothers, where they say that Calvinism gives man an excuse to sin. You're telling people that Jesus didn't die for them and God doesn't love them, so you're giving them an excuse to sin. Now, let me ask you a question. What person with the might to excuse you did I give you? What person with the might, the power and authority to excuse you did I give you? It's just kind of an idea. Exactly. You're a Platonist. Ideas do not have power in themselves. Okay, that's Platonism. Okay, ideas do not have efficient power. That's Platonism. And they'll also talk about responsibility. That it's your responsibility to believe on Christ and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, what person is holding you responsible? Well, it's kind of an idea. It's exactly, and you will see Leighton believes that responsibility is some distinct idea that someone is lit. This is exactly the words he uses. Underneath. You're trying to come out from under this Platonic entity called responsibility. Let's watch. This is from Maybe I'm Not Chosen by Leighton Flowers. I'm at the 8-minute, 14-second mark.
I've got video after video after video on my broadcast of people who are former Calvinists who've left Christianity and said, maybe this is all real and I'm not chosen. Literally wrote a song, that title, maybe this is all real and I'm not chosen. Maybe God just doesn't love me, and maybe that's why I'm trapped in my sin and my addiction. And that's what breaks my heart about this theology, is that there are people buying into the lie that maybe Jesus doesn't love them. Maybe they weren't chosen. And that's one of the reasons I get really, really passionate about this doctrine, because I want them to know, no, please don't use Calvinism as your excuse to get out from underneath the burden and the responsibility that he's put on you. You are to get into the fortress.
Come out from under an entity called responsibility. Okay, so the reason why Calvinism does not excuse men of their sin is because there's no person with the might to excuse you that's involved in Calvinism. You see, the Calvinist system, Calvinism proper, is ancient Near Eastern philosophy. Might makes right, which is all what sovereignty means, Job 38-40. Clearly God's sovereignty is defined in Job 38-40 as his ability, okay? Not some Platonic notion of justice and virtue. It is clearly laid out as his physical abilities to destroy anyone who challenges him. That's clearly laid out in Job 38-40. No, the Pelagians believe these are all concepts. Sovereignty, excuses, responsibility. Responsibility in the ancient Near Eastern worldview would be a higher authority, a judge, a magistrate, who is literally putting hands on you to bring you into court and throw you in jail for something that you've done. That's what responsibility means in the ancient Near Eastern worldview. Might makes right. On the Western Hellenistic worldview, the Platonic worldview, which clearly Pelagianism is operating off of, excuses, responsibility, licenses, these are abstract ideas that are above God. And so if God causes someone else to sin, then he's responsible because God is responsible for that because he's under a Platonic form called responsibility. I could not have asked Leighton for a more explicit admission that he's operating off of Platonism there.